Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. You absolutely loved my first meal prep video, so today I am back with another, and this time it's meal prep for spring. I try to eat seasonally as much as possible, and right now there is so much fresh produce in the markets, including asparagus and cucumbers and arugula and spring onions and blueberries. If you watched my first meal prep video, then you know that my approach is to prepare ingredients over full meals for more flexibility and nutrient variety throughout the week. It's sort of like having a mini buffet bar in your fridge. But at the same time, when you do whip up a meal, you want it to be fast and easy and on your plate or table in under 5 minutes. So in today's video, I'll show you how to meal prep 11 ingredients and give you a few ideas of meals and recipes that you can make throughout the week. But as always, feel free to adapt the quantities or flavors to best suit your personal preference. All right, let's dive in and I'll show you what I've meal prepped this week. You should always start your meal prep by writing down what you'd like to make to be most efficient with your time. But for this meal prep, I've actually made something special for you. I've created a PDF guide so you don't have to worry about taking any notes, and I'll tell you how to download this at the end of the video. Cashew milk is my favorite nut milk, and it was actually one of the very first videos I created on this channel. It's super easy to make, but you do need to soak your cashews overnight. I've already gone ahead and done that, so now I'll give them a good rinse and add them to my Vitamix. Then I'll add 4 cups of water, a tablespoon of maple syrup for a little natural sweetness, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a pinch of sea salt, and then blend it all together. The great thing about cashew milk is that you don't have to strain it, and that means that we can use it right away to make our second ingredient, which is chia seed pudding. Chia pudding is such an easy breakfast and can be jazzed up with so many different flavors. To make the chia pudding, all we have to do is add half a cup of chia seeds to one of our glass lock storage containers and add 2 cups of our freshly made cashew milk. Give it a stir and set it aside, but we'll want to give it one more stir in about 10 to 15 minutes once the seeds have started to gel and absorb the liquid. Then we can pour our remaining cashew milk into a glass jar, like my favorite Weck juice jar, and store that in the fridge for cereals or lattes throughout the week. For this week's starch or grain, I'm preparing wild rice, and if you've never had wild rice before, it's got this delicious nutty flavor and chewy texture to it, which makes it perfect for salads. So we'll rinse the rice and add that to a pot with water and set our timer. The rice can take 40 to 50 minutes to cook, but we'll check on it again after about 40 minutes. Next, we'll cook up some asparagus and shrimp, and since both will only take about 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to cook them at the same time. To prepare the asparagus, give it a good wash and break off the woody stems. Then wash your shrimp as well and set it aside. Fill a wide sauté pan with water for the asparagus, and fill a pot of water for the shrimp, and then bring both of those to a boil. Add the asparagus and shrimp, but do keep a close eye on them so that you don't accidentally overcook them, because again, they'll only take about 2 to 3 minutes. So while they're cooking, create a quick ice water bath and set that to the side. Once they're done, use tongs to remove the asparagus and a skimmer to remove the shrimp and let them fully cool in the ice water. Then drain them in a colander, transfer them to your favorite storage containers, and place them in the fridge. At this time, I'll give my chia pudding one more quick stir to make sure that there's no chia seeds stuck to the bottom, then place this in the fridge as well. With so many fresh blueberries in the store right now, I wanted to take full advantage, so I'm preparing a quick blueberry puree to add to my chia pudding. I'll add a pint of fresh blueberries and a tablespoon of honey or maple syrup to a pot and cook them on medium heat for about 10 minutes. As the blueberries cook, they'll start to break down and turn into more of a sauce or puree. I'll also help this by using the back of my spoon to smush and break up the blueberries as well. Then transfer the blueberry puree to a storage container and place it in the fridge. At this point, our wild rice should also be done, so give that a stir and transfer it to a storage container as well. One of the things you guys asked for after the first video was more sauces and dressings. So today we'll whip up an almond butter dipping sauce, and it will go perfectly with one of the meals I have in mind. Now, you could use peanut butter as well, but since I had a fresh batch of homemade almond butter in my fridge, that's what I'm using today. So we'll add half a cup of almond butter, 5 tablespoons of tamari or coconut aminos, a tablespoon of blackstrap molasses, which is always a great flavor enhancer, 2 teaspoons of toasted sesame oil, and 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar to a bowl. To that, we'll add the juice of a fresh lime and a few tablespoons of water just to thin it out. Then whisk all of that together until it's nice and creamy and place it in the fridge. For a simple yet vibrant and spring-appropriate salad dressing, we'll make a quick and easy lemon vinaigrette. Add 1/3 cup of olive oil to a bowl, along with 1 or 2 cloves of minced garlic and the juice from 2 large lemons. To that, we'll add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon of honey, and a pinch of salt and pepper, then whisk it all together and pour it into a storage container. One of the example meals I'm going to show you here in just a minute calls for julienned carrots and cucumbers, so that's what I'm preparing next. Just peel and slice 2 carrots in half, then cut each half into slices, and stack a few of the slices to create thin julienne cuts. We'll do the same thing with the cucumber, and it's totally up to you if you want to keep or discard the julienne cuts that contain the seeds. To store both of these items, we'll add a damp paper towel to the bottom of a storage container and add the veggies on top. Because we're not storing these in water, as we did in the last meal prep video, they won't last quite as long, but they'll definitely last for the first 2 to 3 days, which is when I plan to eat them. Last on our list is slicing up some red cabbage. So just slice off as much as you think you'll need, then cut it in half, break it apart with your fingers, and place it in a storage container. You could also use a spiralizer, as I've shown you in my Spiralizer Beginner's Guide video, to make really easy work of this as well. All right, so now that you have these 11 ingredients prepped, let me give you a few ideas of what you could make in just a few minutes by combining them with ingredients from your fridge or pantry. For breakfast, make an easy chia pudding with a few dollops of blueberry puree and almond butter. It tastes exactly like a PB&J sandwich, except we've turned ours into breakfast, and we'll top it with fresh berries and a sprinkle of chopped pistachios for a little burst of color. For a morning drink, it's easy to whip up a matcha latte with our homemade cashew milk. Just add a teaspoon of matcha to a cup along with collagen or any other adaptogens you might want to add, and a smidge of boiling water. Then whisk it together until it's frothy. At this point, I do 50-50 of water and cashew milk, but you could add all cashew milk as well. So heat up the cashew milk and use an electric frother to froth it up, then pour it into your cup for a delicious matcha latte. For lunch or an afternoon snack, it's easy to whip up Vietnamese spring rolls with our prepared ingredients. Just slice a few shrimp in half and set those aside. Then we'll take some rice paper wrappers, and I've linked this brand below, and submerge them in a bowl or dish of warm water. They only need a few seconds to soak as they'll continue to soften up while you're adding ingredients. So add a layer of baby spinach or lettuce, some of our julienned carrots and cucumbers, a few slices of red cabbage, 1 or 2 asparagus, and some mung bean sprouts, and then roll it up. Now, I find that it's easiest to roll away from you as you can continue to tuck it and roll at the same time, and you do want them as tight as possible. When you're about 2/3 of the way rolled up, lay down 3 or 4 shrimp halves and then continue rolling. For this version, I'm not tucking the ends of the rice paper wrapper in, as it's kind of fun to see the veggies poke out the sides, but if you'd like them more fully contained, you can do so. I also like them extra long, as that means I get a few extra dips in the almond butter dipping sauce, which is always a good thing. So let me show you this one more time. Next, we'll make a super easy and delicious wild rice and arugula salad. The full recipe for this salad is on my website, but I'm just eyeballing a single portion here. So add some baby arugula to a bowl along with a few spoonfuls of wild rice. To that, we'll quickly dice up half a cucumber. And if you're wondering why I prepped the julienned cucumber but not this, it's because I knew I'd eat the julienned cucumber within the first few days. And to be honest, dicing is much easier and faster to do on the fly. Then we'll slice up a spring onion and add that to the bowl along with a few fresh mint leaves that we've chopped up. Add a small handful of dried cranberries or raisins, a sprinkle of sliced almonds, a little salt and pepper, and a drizzle of your homemade lemon vinaigrette. Toss it all together and enjoy this light and healthy, yet filling and hearty salad. For another spring-appropriate salad, we'll make a shrimp, asparagus, and avocado salad. And this one also comes together easy. Just slice a few asparagus and add them to a bowl along with baby spinach and a few shrimp. Slice up a spring onion, some fresh parsley, and half an avocado and add that to the bowl. Then season with salt and pepper, drizzle with your lemon vinaigrette, and gently toss it all together for a salad that looks and tastes amazing. It should come as no surprise to you that we'll finish off today with a macro bowl, because macro bowls are always my fridge clean out salads at the end of the week. Add spinach or arugula to a bowl along with wild rice and shrimp. Slice up a few asparagus and half an avocado and place those on top of your bed of greens. Then dice up some of your red cabbage, and you can also add carrots and cucumber if you have any of those left, and a small handful of sprouts. For a little extra crunch, add some white and black sesame seeds, then drizzle with either your lemon vinaigrette or your almond butter dipping sauce, as both are great on this. And there you have it, an easy shrimp macro bowl. Now, as I promised at the beginning, I've created a PDF guide of this spring meal prep for you. It should hopefully make your life a little bit easier in the kitchen, because not only does it have all of the cook times listed and storage reminders, but it also links to the full recipe on Downshiftology.com if one exists. And because you guys loved my first meal prep video so much, I went ahead and created one of these PDF guides for that meal prep video as well. You can find the link to download both guides in the description box below. And if you haven't yet watched my first meal prep video, you can do that right here and watch my video on my favorite meal prep storage containers. If you like this video and would like to see a summer meal prep video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below. All right, that's it for me this week. I will see you guys again in the next video.